Acolytes of the Holocron, heed the call. Today we delve into the shadows of Darth Maul, the Zabrak Sith whose rage shook the galaxy. Was he a mere puppet of Darth Sidious, or a mastermind with his own sinister plans? In this we'll uncover his hidden origins, his survival beyond Naboo, and his underworld empire. Did Maul defy the rule of two, or was he always a pawn? Join us as we unravel this Sith enigma. Subscribe, and let's pierce the darkness together. A child of Dathomir. On the crimson plains of Dathomir, where Night Sister magic seeps into the very soil, Darth Maul was born, a Zabrak of Clan Talzin, marked by destiny. His mother, a Night Sister, sensed his raw power, a tempest of the Force, and offered him to Darth Sidious, who sought a weapon to shatter the Jedi. Raised in darkness, Maul knew no love, only pain. Sidious's brutal training forged him into a blade of the Sith. By the time he was a young warrior, his skin bore the black and red tattoos of Dathomir's rites, his yellow eyes glowing with unyielding fury. But was this all he was meant to be? Sidious stripped Maul of his past, renaming him a Darth, a title of dread. He taught him the ways of the dark side, stealth, combat, and hatred, but withheld the deeper Sith secrets, keeping Maul a tool rather than a true apprentice. On Mustafar, Maul endured trials that would break most, dueling droids until his hands bled, his screams echoing through volcanic caverns. Sidious watched, pleased, seeing a perfect assassin, not a successor. Yet, in Maul's heart, a spark of defiance flickered. Did Sidious underestimate the Zabrak's cunning? Picture a young Maul staring into Dathomir's blood-red moons, yearning for more than servitude. Maul's early missions were tests, eliminating threats to Sidious's grand plan, his lightsaber a blur of crimson death. But whispers of Dathomir lingered in his mind, the Night Sister chants calling to him in dreams. Was he truly a Sith, or something more primal, a child of magic and rage? The rule of two demanded loyalty, but Maul's origins hinted at a different path. As he knelt before Sidious, swearing allegiance, did he already plot his own rise? Acolytes, consider this. Was Maul's destiny shaped by Sidious, or by the untamed spirit of Dathomir? The Phantom Menace. Unleashed in The Phantom Menace, Darth Maul emerged as a specter of terror, his double-bladed lightsaber igniting on Tatooine's sands. Sent by Sidious to hunt Queen Amidala, he dueled Qui-Gon Jinn with feral precision, his movements a dance of death. The Jedi had never faced such a foe. Maul's silence, his horned visage, and his unrelenting fury unnerved them. On Naboo, he faced Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, a whirlwind of red and black, severing Qui-Gon's life in a single strike. But Obi-Wan's blade cut Maul in two, sending him plummeting into darkness. Was this the end of a pawn, or the beginning of a legend? Sidious had crafted Maul for this moment, a distraction to draw the Jedi's attention while he rose as Palpatine. Maul's role in the rule of two was clear, a temporary enforcer, disposable once his purpose was served. Yet, as he fell, his rage burned hotter than the reactor core below. Sidious abandoned him, naming Count Dooku his new apprentice, but Maul's story was far from over. His survival instinct, fueled by the dark side, kept him alive, clinging to debris, his hatred a lifeline. Imagine his broken body, crawling through Naboo's underbelly, green ichor mixing with his blood. Maul's defeat exposed Sidious's cold calculus. He was never meant to be more than a weapon. But did Sidious misjudge his creation? The Zabrak's resilience hinted at a mind beyond mere obedience. As he lay in the shadows, piecing himself together with scavenged droid parts, did he vow revenge on his master? Acolytes, reflect on this. Was Maul's fall a failure, or the crucible that forged a new path? Did Sidious's betrayal plant the seeds of rebellion in Maul's shattered heart? Resurrection and revenge. Years later, in the Clone Wars, Darth Maul returned, a nightmare reborn. Found on Lotho Minor by his brother Savage Opress, he was a husk. Legs replaced by spider-like droid limbs, mind fractured by rage. The Night Sister Mother Talzin, sensing his pain, restored him with dark magic, her green ichor mending his spirit. On Dathomir, Maul stood anew, his mechanical legs clicking on the crimson stone, his yellow eyes blazing with purpose. He sought Obi-Wan, the Jedi who scarred him, but his ambitions grew. Maul wanted to carve his own empire, defying Sidious's rule of two. Was this the act of a puppet or a mastermind? Maul and Savage waged a bloody campaign, slaughtering enemies and seizing power. On Mandalore, he dueled and killed Pre Vizsla, claiming the Darksaber and the loyalty of Death Watch. His crimson armor gleamed as he sat on the Mandalorian throne, a king of shadows. But Sidious sensed this rebellion, arriving to confront his former apprentice. In a brutal duel, Maul and Savage fell to their knees, Sidious's lightning crackling with muted red fury. Savage died, but Maul was spared. Sidious had other plans. Picture Maul, kneeling, his defiance unbroken, green ichor scars glowing on his face. Maul's survival and rise challenged the Sith Order. The rule of two demanded one master, one apprentice. Yet Maul lived, carving his own path. Was he a pawn Sidious allowed to roam, or a true threat to the Sith hierarchy? His hatred for Sidious burned as fiercely as his hatred for Obi-Wan. Acolytes, ponder this. Did Maul's resurrection prove his cunning, or was he still a tool in Sidious's grander scheme? Did the Night Sister magic that revived him awaken a destiny beyond the Sith's control? The Shadow Collective. With the Shadow Collective, Darth Maul forged an underworld empire, uniting criminal syndicates like Black Sun and the Pikes under his banner. On Mandalore, he orchestrated chaos, kidnapping children to lure Obi-Wan, his obsession with revenge blinding him. His forces struck at the galaxy's heart, destabilizing trade routes and amassing power. Maul's vision was clear, a rival force to challenge both the Republic and Sidious's plans. His crimson lightsaber led the charge, his mechanical legs a testament to his survival. But was this empire a mastermind's gambit, or the desperate act of a pawn seeking relevance? Maul's rule on Mandalore was brutal yet calculated. He manipulated Bo-Katan Kryze, turning her against him to spark rebellion, knowing chaos would draw Sidious's gaze. When Sidious arrived, Maul's empire crumbled. Sidious killed his brother, imprisoned him, and shattered his forces. Yet Maul escaped, his cunning undeterred. In Rebels, he resurfaced, seeking the Sith Holocron on Malachor, hoping to destroy Sidious. His alliance with Ezra Bridger was a ploy, a means to an end. Imagine Maul on Malachor, his shadow stretching across ancient ruins, green ichor pooling at his feet. The Shadow Collective revealed Maul's ambition. He sought to be more than a Sith, to build a legacy beyond Sidious's shadow. But his obsession with Obi-Wan and Sidious betrayed a fractured mind. Was he a mastermind, orchestrating chaos to undermine the Sith, or a puppet whose strings Sidious still pulled? Acolytes, consider this. Did Maul's empire prove his independence, or was it a fleeting rebellion doomed by his own rage? Did the dark side fuel his vision or blind him to his true potential? The Final Duel and Legacy. In Rebels, Darth Maul's story reached its end on Tatooine's sands. He tracked Obi-Wan to the desert, seeking a final duel. Under twin suns, their blades clashed. Maul's crimson against Obi-Wan's blue, a dance of old wounds. But Obi-Wan, now wiser, ended it swiftly, cradling Maul as he died. Maul's last words whispered hope. The chosen one, Luke, would avenge them both. His death was a quiet tragedy, his rage extinguished in the dunes. But what did Maul leave behind? Was he a pawn to the end, or a mastermind whose defiance echoed beyond his grave? Maul's legacy stretched across the galaxy. His Shadow Collective sowed seeds of chaos, influencing the underworld long after his fall. In Solo, we see Crimson Dawn, led by Kira, with Maul as its hidden master, proof his empire endured. His defiance of the rule of two challenged Sith tradition, inspiring others to question Sidious's order. Yet his obsession with revenge, against Obi-Wan, against Sidious, kept him tethered to his past. Picture his final moment, the muted red of Tatooine's suns fading, green ichor scars on his face softening in death. Maul's life raises a profound question. Was he a puppet sculpted by Sidious's will, or a mastermind who bent the dark side to his own ends? His Night Sister roots, his survival, and his empire suggest a spirit too wild for the Sith's rigid laws. Acolytes, reflect on this. Did Maul's death mark the end of a pawn, or the triumph of a Zabrak who dared to defy his master? Did his legacy reshape the galaxy, or merely serve Sidious's greater plan? Final thought, Acolytes of the Holocron. Darth Maul's tale is a paradox of rage and cunning. A puppet forged by Sidious, yet a mastermind who built an empire. He defied the Sith's chains. His legacy, from Dathomir to Crimson Dawn, whispers of a destiny unfulfilled. Was he a pawn or a rebel who reshaped the dark side? Share your thoughts below, force crush that like button, and subscribe for more galactic secrets. As Tatooine's sun set, let's ponder. Did Maul's defiance matter? Until next time, may the Force be with you, always.